Hello, welcome to SwitchedOn, Paul speaking, and welcome to a video of a new game that's coming this week, and that is CrossCode, which comes to the Nintendo Switch via Deck 13, and will set you back £18 and about $20, just under. This game has been out since 2015 on the PC, spent a lot of time in early access on Steam, and finally come to the Switch. One of my most anticipated games. Been looking forward to this one for quite a while, probably since the Switch launched. Been keeping an eye out for this one, and I've actually made a couple of videos about it in the past. Games that I wish would come to the Switch, and this was always on the list. So finally it's here. It comes out this week on the 9th, so on Thursday you'll be able to pick this one up. And just thought I'd have a quick look at it first. Probably have a bit of a deeper look on the release day, but I just want to have a quick look round it for you now. Played about an hour and a half so far. Just before we get started, you may have seen some reviews, because this reviewed already over this week, and it's reviewing very well, as you'd expect. It's a really, really good game. But you may have heard some reviewers mention some issues in this area here, the main hub part of the game, with some slowdown and some audio issues. I'm happy to say that I heard from the publishers this morning, the PR company, and they said there is a patch that's been submitted to fix these issues, and that is with Nintendo at the moment to put live. But unfortunately, with the current pandemic situation, it's taken a lot longer to get these patches live, so they don't know exactly when that will be. So keep an eye out for it, but also bear it in mind, if you've sort of been put off by that information from other reviews, then you'll be pleased to know this will be fixed. So that's really good news for everyone. So just going to have a little play of this and show you some of the things that's in the game. This is, as I say, the tutorial at the moment. This is actually the beginner's area of the game. CrossCode is about an action-adventure RPG, really. And I'm trying to read what's going on the screen and speak out to you guys. But yeah, it's an action-adventure RPG. Think of it like an old-school Zelda game, top-down 2D Zelda game, infused with modern sort of RPG trappings. Sort of a lot of gameplay here as well. They're estimating 30 to 80 hours, depending on how much you do. Just going to get through this bit and hopefully get to some action. There's no voice acting in the game, really. It's all these little cutscenes, but the emotions that the characters convey on their faces are really awesome, and they really do help convey the emotions and everything that's going on in the game. You play as Leah, which is the blue-haired character. You start off with like a little bit of a prologue, which sort of chucks you in at the deep end a little bit, like these games tend to do, and then reels it right back to the beginning. You get sort of, I won't spoil any of the story too much, but you basically get sent to Crossworlds, which is like a big MMO, and you play like as an avatar in this game. But you've got amnesia, you've forgotten everything that you once knew, and you've also got no speech, although it does gradually start coming back to you from the guy that's controlling you. So we just formed a party with Emil, this first character that we found. Skip this for now. I'll show you some of the options that we've got and stuff. One of the things I really like about this game is a lot to it, but it's introduced to you really gradually, which is awesome. As I say, this is the tutorial world, and you go through like a tutorial dungeon, which is really cool, and sets you up the sort of mechanics of the dungeon exploring bit. Ooh. We've just unlocked that gate, that's all that was. Yeah, so you go through a tutorial dungeon which shows you all your moves, all your attacking, defending, and what the game and these dungeons are all about. But you gradually unlock loads of stuff. And if we have a look at the options here for the character, you get none of this at the start. This gradually gets handed out to you during that period. Again, there's a lagginess here in the menus that has hopefully been fixed as well. So just if you see the menus lagging a bit, then you know that that's going to be sorted. This is your quest selection. We've got no quests at the moment. We're going to go and find some and maybe try and do one before the end of the video. Circuits is like a skill tree. So you earn sort of skill points and then can upgrade yourself. Equipment you can find in loot crates, and there's a whole sort of tutorial dungeon room set aside to how you get these items and unlock them, and then you can upgrade these, or get new bits of equipment as The game goes on from crates. Inventory, again, you pick up little things from killing enemies and you find in rooms. So we've got some food items at the moment. And that's all our equipment and some valuable items that you get given at the start of the game. The party, as you just saw there, if you was watching in the background while I was talking, Emil, or Emilinator, as her avatar is called in this MMO, has joined our party, so she'll be along for the ride with us. Here's our status, which is basically just an overview of everything, and it's a description there of all your skills, any modifiers you've got. Extensive records, so you got like a usual sort of thing in these games. You've got a monster encyclopedia, it tells you all about the monsters you faced and how to kill them, what their strengths and weaknesses are. Some bosses here, but we'll skip through that, won't spoil that. Map is going to be huge. You can go out to a world map, explore the world of Crossworlds here. So we're in Rookie Harbour at the moment, which is the starting point. You've got the story, so we're a couple of chapters in and a prologue. Characters, all about Crossworlds, some general information as well. So as you can see, sort of the RPG side of it, even though it's like a Zelda based kind of gameplay and combat, you've got all of these RPG trappings that are going to keep you playing for no end. You've also got achievements here, trophies, which is awesome. I love stuff like this, like collect so many of one thing and find so many of another. Really helps when you're searching around. So awesome if you like trophy hunting and achievements. Got you well covered here, and then just some general stats about how long you've been playing, what you've discovered. So absolutely tons to do in CrossCode. Let's go and see if we can find a quest. There was one back here that we passed at the start of the video that I thought I'd leave until we recorded something. See if we can find him. I think it was this guy here. So Frosty Arnold. So these are some of the sort of fetch quests that you can get. So yeah, he basically wants us to fetch some ice from the Bergen Trail. Bring him 5 pieces of ice. So respectable ice cream dealer Frosty Arnold in Rookie Harbour wants you to collect some Bergen ice from Bergen Trails for him. Collect the Bergen ice high up on the Bergen Trail, 5 to get. And we get 250 XP and 10 ice creams. We'll take that. And we've got to head west. And this is just a little tutorial about how to do your quest. You can view the tutorials from any time from within your video. If you get lost in this area, you've got these signposts around, so it's really easy to get around. If we go back here, there's a main building. It's not up this one. It's up the next one up here. You've got this main building here, which serves as like a central hub. Got a bulletin board where you can pick up quests from. So you've got all these side quests here that you can take on. 4 there at the moment, but they all get added up as you go along. Let's have a look what else we can get. Do you like rails? Hit me up in the park. Railing Rider. Faction introduction. Get the authorization to assist the factions of Rookie Harbour. Wooden stakes. Well, let's take some of these quests on as well. Oh, actually, have we done those? There's 4 quests, but we can't actually take them at the moment, which is not sure why. But there you go. May have to do some preliminary quests first to sort of progress the story. So the world has got 7 different areas in it. There's 120 different enemy types, 30 boss fights as well, and I've done a couple of those already, and they are, even at this stage, spectacularly huge, and all got like little puzzle elements. You've got to find sort of the enemy's weak spot and watch their attack patterns and stuff. So combat's really good. I don't know if I can do any combat here. You've got this melee combat, and if you use the right stick, let's get somewhere where we can view it a bit better on the background. How about over here maybe. You can see that there, that aiming arc with the right stick. That fires out these little balls, and a lot of the puzzles involve you lining up these balls to hit switches in a dungeon. They sort of bounce off surfaces for a little while, and they can hit switches to open doors or raise platforms, open secret areas, that kind of thing. So that's the basis of the combat. Let's see if we can find some enemies to take down, just to show you that. But I hope you're liking the look of this one. Leave me a comment below if you've played this before, It's out this week on all consoles, I believe. Another tutorial out. But here we go, we've got some combat here. So you can either use a range attack. So we've got these hedgehog things. You can hit them. You can, when you get close, you can automatically use melee attacks. Pressing L on the controller will allow you to do a dodge. But if you hold down L while standing still, you've got the shield to deflect enemies. And quite interestingly, you can use the R button is the preferred button to fire these balls, but you can use Y to do the melee attack. So, got a choice of controls there. What's this guy want? Humble Helper. I think this was one of the quests, wasn't it? So maybe we can't take the quest from the quest board. These are just the ones that are available in the town. So Humble Citizens, a quest unit, involves hitting things. Straightforward, isn't it? So defeat 10 hedgehogs. We're already well on the way to that, so we'll take that one and get bashing some hedgehogs. You can find some. There's one. So say you can use this distance. You can use melee, and when you get special weapons, you can use them as well. But we've got no special attacks yet. They're called arts, but we haven't got any of those yet. We've got some credits for defeating that hedgehog. And look at these graphics, they're beautiful, aren't they? They remind me a little bit of Chrono Trigger, if you've played that old SNES game before. It's very reminiscent of that. I don't know what that is. It appears to be some sort of squirrel in headphones. No idea. There's a ledge here. Let's go jump up here. There's no sort of dedicated jump button, not yet anyway, whether that comes as a special ability or not, but yeah, there's no special jump. You have to sort of find ledges to get you up there. You can see in the top corner, the top left hand corner is where all our stats are. You can get these, click these plants at all. Yeah, sorry, you've got obviously HP for your health points. SP is your special attack points. I believe there you could hear sort of some counting down. I believe there's a combo system as well, from what I've read, but that's not been introduced to us yet. But I believe that sort of mechanic is in place because I can hear sort of a cooldown ticking along. Let's see what this guy wants. Can we talk to him? We'll help you. So like these RPGs, you've got sort of the overarching story of what you do with Leah and why she's here, and regaining her memory, and then obviously all these side quests as well that you can just do to buff yourself up and get some cash and stuff. So Henry the researcher studies this moon's fine flora and fauna. Sorry if I'm skimming through this too fast as well. I don't really want to spoil the story too much, but we want to just show you how the side quests and stuff work. So, Autumn's Rise trailblazing. Henry the researcher asks you to help him with his analysis of Autumn's Rise by exploring and probing the area. Finish the tasks Henry gave you. So, finish the collect quest, finish the defeat quest, finish the landmark quest, finish the data pro quest. So I guess all these little side quests, once we've done all them, we come back and see old Henry here. Oh, he's giving us loads of different quests. All the quests. Okay. So, we've collected all those. We didn't really pay too much attention, so it gives me a good chance to show you. If we press minus button, you can go into quests and just track them here. So if you ever need a refresher, we've got them there. You can filter those at the top as well with the R and L button. So they're the ones we're solved. These are the ones that are still outstanding, and these are all the active ones. So defeat 10 hedgehogs. A bit unfortunate because we defeated a couple and that didn't count towards our quest, but here's some more over here. So use that dodge roll on L just to get out of the way of trouble. But yeah, the story so far is really good. I've been enjoying that. There's a lot of intrigue. It's started to be told nice and slow at a nice pace. Definitely keeps my interest so far. I'm intrigued to find out what happens to Leah, the band of merry adventurers. So the Bergen Trail, we need to go to the ice park, don't we, for the ice cream dude's ice. Oh, we've met this guy a few times on our travels. Fancies himself as a bit of an adventurer. We can skip this with the X button as well if we want, maybe, but I'm quite a fast reader, so I'm just trying to keep up with what's going on. Ooh, challenge to a duel. Entrance to the Bergen Trail. So we've got a duel lined up. There's some more hedgehogs. So with our attacks, as you can see, we're going to try and do that in a second. I'll try and show you that because there's a couple of little things here. Your right stick, you can just move around and do basic attacks like this. If you hold your right stick in a direction, the two lines will meet and go red like that, so a much darker red, and that's a much more powerful attack, which you may need sometimes to sort of activate certain switches, but it's obviously harder to initiate because you have to wait for the two lines to converge. So that's a nice little mechanic. You can say you can just fire around here or fire one powerful shot. Let's go and take care of these hedgehogs with one of these power shots. Oh, hit then. Yeah, when they're rolling up in the balls, they're invincible to attack, as you'd expect. Was that it? Did we take them two down? I think so, so that's cool. So finding some items by taking down these bushes. I think that over there, that grey thing on the, the grey thing to the left. I believe that's a crate. Let's have a look. Have a look at that a sec. If we can get up there, we may need to find a ledge to get up to there. Which, if there's not one around, which there doesn't seem to be, we won't be able to get up there yet. Okay, so looking for more hedgehogs. So there you go. I mean, that's CrossCode. As I said, I'm going to try and keep playing this week. I only got the code today, so I'm a bit behind other people's coverage, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes sometimes. It's not a problem. I'll keep playing and probably report back in either on launch day or just before. I like to do a video on launch day as well because it helps people that are looking to buy. And I'll tell you a bit more about the game and a bit more about what I think about it. But as I say, I've already played a little bit before on the PC and I really enjoyed it. And it's absolutely living up to expectations on the Switch. It just seems perfectly sort of action RPG games. Great to dip in and out of. And I've played this handheld as well for a little while today. And it runs just as nicely, looks just as good, and controls really great. So I've got no problems about that. Just a reminder, it's out on Thursday. Just under $20, just under £18. Really, really like this one. So if you're a fan of these sort of old school Zelda games, I think you'll be well at home here. But I'm going to leave the video there. Thanks very much for watching. Leave me a comment, a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you're new. Really appreciate that. But until then, I will see you on the next video. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.